Great. Well, it's great to get out here in pads finally. I know the coaches and the players have been itching to get a little more physical, and we got that done today. A lot of great work on both sides. I think we got a bunch of 11-on-11 work throughout the day. Some of it was situational, and at the end we just wanted to play the game. So we put the ball down, and then again at the end made it live to get some live tackling in. So just so many things to learn from, and I know they had really good energy coming out here today, which we just got to keep that going. And very, very competitive at a lot of positions, but each and every rep that we're taking, there's, so many chances to learn and grow, and that's what it's about right now.
Without you guys taking to the ground most of the day,
right.
It seemed like you got a pretty lively reaction when you said, all right,
yeah,
we're live.
Yeah, I think it's that fine line, and we got to learn how to practice together and still play physical football and know how to finish on the ball, and then when it is time to crank it up and go live and see who can finish. It's that'll get better with time and the more we do it.
What did you think of McElwain's I'll call it an improvisation there at the end?
Yeah, Brandon's a very good athlete, and it's exciting to see him do those things. It's kind of what we thought he would bring. So again, all the quarterbacks have their moments, and they all also have some things they got to learn from, but it was good to see them finish those plays right there.
What do you think of the pace of installation on the defense? And have you guys gotten a lot in a very short amount of time?
Yeah, I think both sides of the ball, there's quite a bit in within the first 5 days, and each time you put in a new defense, for example, it grows exponentially because you're lining it up to every formation and every run scheme and every route that the offense has. So you got to learn the concepts, whether it's post coverage or split safety coverage, man or zone, and odd front or even front. So you're learning all those things, and just the same for the offense. Each time they put in a new scheme or route, they got to learn how to run it against those different coverages and the blitz schemes and who's hot and how do you want to check the protection. There's just so much learning going on, and that's what this is all about.
The first day of pads is exciting for you as it seems to be for them, because now you can actually see people play football.
Yeah, absolutely. And the acclimation period, which is necessary, is it's good to teach. It's just it becomes a lot more real. When you have a chance to come out here and run some of these drills, whether it was the one-on-one tackling we did in the open field that was alive, or the end of the practice here. So it becomes real, and I know. That's why they all do this, and that's why we do it. It's to get into those situations and see if we can put our training to work. So,
with a week in the books, where do you think you've seen the most strides team-wide?
Yeah, that's a tough question because there's just so many. You can't really talk about every player, and I think at every level. The nice thing to see was I thought at the end of spring we really started to look more and more like a football team, and I think you've seen that in them take off from there, and it showed up today. Just the recall that they've had over the summer and through the installation of the first 5 days has been good, and now it's about refining the techniques and creating muscle memory and training our mind and body for what it's going to take to have success. So really, I'm pleased with where we're at. By no means, are we ready? We got work to do, but I know their mindset is in the right spot right now. We just got to keep pushing.
What have you thought so far of Cameron Saffold's play, kind of adjusting to it?
Yeah, Cameron's a physical guy, and it's natural for him. The run game part is very natural. He's really strong. He's explosive. He's learning kind of the pass game. The more he does it, and he can do it. It's just he hasn't been in those situations as much. So every time we get to a 7-on-7 period or a team pass period or the 11-on-11, that stuff is really valuable for him. You see, like I said, the run game and setting an edge and being powerful, and then the pass game when he's a rusher. Those are the things that he's more accustomed to. But I think he and the rest of those guys that haven't done it as much, you kind of see their strides day to day.
What have you thought of Chinedu Dagu over the last few days in particular?
Chinedu's flashed. He has some really, he's got some pretty high highs, but we got to be more consistent, and he knows that, and he's a young player, and he's going to continue to develop, and Coach Az does a great job with him, and we just need it for him to continue to grow.
How do you think Gerald's energy has translated to the defensive backers? We'll see him kind of dance in there after they make a good play. We'll see a little bit of that attitude. How do you think that's kind of that's influenced them?
Yeah, well, all of our coaches have different personalities, and just like the players want them to be themselves. And Gerald's got a ton of energy. He was like that as a player, and he loves the game, and I think that's infectious, you know. And not every coach is like that, and everybody. But we all love the game, and we all are all out here to kind of help prepare our players, and everybody does it in a different way.
We've talked about him a bit this week, but Luke Beckett he flashed a bit today, just going between nose and the defensive end spot. What have you seen from him as far as his development this week?
It's, you know, again, we're 5 practices in, so there's just so much of the evaluation process that remains to be seen. But he's got some tools. There's no doubt about that, and I think he's becoming more comfortable with what he's supposed to do. So, you know, when it starts to become, you know, less thinking and more reactive, and he has the tools to do those things that we want him to do. So, again, just across the board, everybody kind of in the same boat. You know, it's like we got to be more consistent. We got to refine the techniques and then go put it to practice. You know, when it becomes 11 on 11 and the coach isn't standing right there. So.
Goes all good?